Hello, space pirates! Today I'm going to talk you through my latest game. This is the first IGL mission. I'm playing Corregidor against Steel Phalanx on Firefight. And we'll first talk you through the game, and then we'll have a puzzle in the end that we are going to try to solve, which turned up during the game, and I'm happy to do that to get this game out of my head and finish it. I did lose the initiative roll, so my opponent decided to go first. It's an interesting list that we will see, but I was afraid of the first strike, and I decided to deploy second on the red side. So my opponent placed a Group 2 core link in this building, containing an Maquet missile launcher and 3 Torakitais, which one is a paramedic. He also placed 2 net rods in Group 1, war core up here in Group 2. The classic core link, or 4-man core link in Steel Phalanx of Phoenix, 2 Myrmidons, and the obvious Lieutenant Macaon, because it was on whip 15 and there's nothing else that can run that high. A flashpole spot over there, and Pandora was placed in the first. He did hold back 2 units and did spend a command token for that, and I had to react on that deployment. I was totally afraid of something really hard-hitting coming still, so something like an Udoros or an Ajax or something like this. Udoros probably not, because he's a specialist operative, but Ajax would have been a major threat, so I'm trying to defend by placing repeaters all over the world and trying to stack my arrows. I'm also deciding to deploy my Bashi Bazook as a Wolfgang Amadeus Wolf to try to defend the center a little bit. I'm still always within good range with the rifle and light shotgun, and I can place EM mines over there. So for defense purpose, I decided to deploy the Bashi Bazook on the field. I also have the Tomcat parachutist in the backhand, so I can still use the deployment parachutist, and therefore I'm fine with that to defend as good as possible. With the repeaters, I'm placing the Moran with the forward observer repeater on that flank, covering this building. He also brings his Crazy Koala over there, so this flank is saved with repeater. I have the Stempersond in the center, which covers all levels of the building and covers the center. And I have Billy over here. She can still look the deployment zone, which is nice. If anything comes down the elevator, she can either dodge or place an EM mine or even shoot with a pistol. So for me it's a perfect spot there. And since she's so tiny, she isn't visible from up here. So basically the whole deployment zone is covered with repeaters this way. I place my Alguacil and the decoy. This one is actually my lieutenant. I think he's protected a little bit better. This one is too easily to access for my purpose and too much to the front. So I decide to keep this as my lieutenant. Both are looking at the board edges, because I'm afraid there might be an Bashi coming in or something else, and therefore I need to protect against that. This is why this Alguacil is standing. The Evader is also looking down here and giving some protection to him. On this flank I also have McMorrow. if anything comes in here, he can dodge and then template, and he's standing in the way. He's also looking in this building, so he can't see from outside of the building, but as soon as somebody gets inside, and he's placing templates, so I'm fine there. I place Jazz over here because Pandora is totally on that flank, and she's also protecting this area with her hacking, and still be quite difficult to reach. This is my intruder, HMG with an MSV2. He's looking down here, so everything that gets close to my deployment zone has to face him, and he's in cover and far away, so in good range, and I don't have to reveal him because I'm expecting mostly combi rifle or Spitfire ranged weapons. That's what I usually see on Steel Phalanx lists. And except of the Phoenix, who is already placed over there, and therefore he's still on arrow duty and covering a lane. And I have my core link, or my Harris over here. I feel safe with the Vostok staying there. She can be seen from up here, which will be in bad range for me. I know that beforehand, but I decide to go that way because she has MIM -6 and cover, and has 2 wounds. So and I don't expect too many long range weapons, so I'm feeling quite safe with her as a roadblock, at least stopping some orders, and therefore she's fine over there. She can fail guts over there and still being in within 8 inches of the other 2 units. Because she's in range, in Harris with the Jaguar in second line, he can throw smoke if needed, and the Diablo is a little bit further to the front to protect the Vostok against any CC units, because he's more of a durable roadblock. I did hold back my Raven Eye, which I usually do if I have to deploy second, because he's disposable. He's placing an EM mine with his mine layer. He can place EM mines again. He is an Emarat, which is a template, and flash pulse, so he's perfect to counter deploy to my opponent. My opponent did hold back the Hoplite Engineer and the Toyser, which are both units that are not seen very often, and especially are long-range weapons. So my guess that I will see a lot of short-range weapons is pretty wrong with the Toyser and the Phoenix and the Maquet. But yeah, that's what it is. He creates an not pure Harris over here, and that's probably what he will attack with. I expected 2 units or 2 attack pieces to come in on different angles, but yeah, that's what he did. That's 15 units on the table, so there's only the Bashi who can come in later. I then decide to put my Raven Eye over there. He has a very long fire lane down there, and protects me in the upper floor, because it's really annoying if anything comes up here. That's dangerous for me. And the EM mine also protects my ground floor, so fine. Because I decide I can't really counter deploy to this link with the Evader, with the Raven Eye, because I don't think they will come too close to my deployment zone, because they have long-range weapons. There's an HI unit which is hackable, so there are a lot of problems he has to solve before a Raven Eye would do any change to him. So I decide to be fine there. Note that the Wolfgang Amadeus Wolf is in group 2, like my Bashi as well. This is because if I place my orders in the second turn, or in my first turn, there will be 5 orders in group 2 and 10 orders in group 1. I don't have to mention where the irregular order is coming from. If he asks me which one is the irregular, I can only tell him there are only regular units on the table. So he would then know that I have the Bashi on the table, but beside that, he doesn't have to recognize. If I would have had 11 units in group 1, this would be a lot more obvious. I'm not sure if I'm totally happy with my deployment. I have to recapitalize that I actually looked at the units my opponent brought on the table, but I didn't analyze what he's going to do, and I will try to do that better next time, because I do see a defensive core over here, and the Maquet is looking down here, which is probably most of the things are in not really good range for him. I don't think he's seeing that bridge. You can see that window and he can see that stuff. But the missile launcher is not very good range. So yeah, he will be in plus range if I'm at the beginning. But as soon as I crawl over there with this HMG or something, or Spitfire at least, I can engage him. That's doable. And he's a defensive core. He probably doesn't want to move up and attack me with this core link, so I didn't see that during his deployment, so I should recognize that as a defensive one. This one is more dangerous. This is the classic turn 2 strike, because Lieutenant, you probably don't want to attack with that too early, but beside that, it's all my MIM -6 and very strong units in CC and all range bands and stuff. So very dangerous. So not recognizing this was probably not too good on my side. On the other hand, I did place the Candy Cloud over here because impetuous units or link team units can't synchronize with Candy Cloud, and therefore this path is nearly closed off, which is fine for me. Remember, McMurrow can jump, and he's taller than Candy Cloud, so he can simply jump over her. So this path is still open for my McMurrow. And the Moran down here is locked in, unfortunately, because he can't pass Candy Cloud as well. So yeah, I did pick Sabotage as a classified, and I chose this this counter. And unfortunately, I'm not able to reach that counter easily with this Moran, which was probably not thought properly. Maybe I should have picked something over here, either this car or this car, or even something on the bridge, because that would have been easier reachable, even though I have the Tomcat who can decharge this building, but this way I'm restricted to coming in on that area, and yeah, that's basically restricting my opportunities. So I didn't really recognize my opponent and was too focused on my plan, my list, my style, and didn't react to him properly. That's something to change in future for me. So let's have a look how the game turned out. Okay, so this is the state of the board after my first turn. My opponent started with Toyser shooting at the Vostok, who got lucky and failed her dodge, but got I think 2 hits, but succeeded thanks to her immunity AP and failed guts behind the truck. So everything, probably it's not properly the right state, something over there. So everything worked as intended. She survived. Either she would have gotten 1 wound, which is fine. I could still come in with my engineer. But I accepted that risk, and that turned out to be okay. Toyser tried this shot, and beside that, there's not much he can see because I pretty much null deployed. Hoplite did move into zone of control of the Crazy Koala and did take a wound. He didn't dodge, but just eating it, and so therefore failed his armor save and did get a wound. And from there, Pandora did shoot 2 repeaters up here and tried to isolate Billy, which she, I think, succeeded with the reset on the first try, and with the second try she did pass her BTS roll, and since she was barely within 8 inches, she decided to fail guts and fall back out of the repeater range, which is something you can do after you got hacked. And this way she stays here, down here, and provides a repeater range up there. I think at that point still the hoplite was over there. So by failing the guts, I think Pandora did hack her, and the hoplite was moving forward because I think he tried to attack later. But with failing the guts with Billy, I brought the hoplite into her zone of control, and therefore after leaving I could try to isolate the hoplite with my jazz. Unfortunately this didn't work out, but this game is characterized by being very undeadly. Vostok took her armor saves, Billy saves everything, I think nearly everything saves a lot. So I don't succeed with Oblivion, the hoplite, which is fine. And then I think next thing is he brings in his Bashi Bazook, and I get really lucky with my Alguacil. Alguacil was over there, and the Bashi came in with his 2 decoys. The evader shoots the furthest Bashi. The Alguacil is dodging away over there, trying to get as far away as possible because I rely on the evader shooting the Bashi, and the Alguacil just has to get away and getting into cover because I don't want to end up here in a place where Bashi and or at least Bashi is probably prone and the evader can't do anything anymore, and Alguacil can only dodge, and the Bashi has unlimited orders to shoot the Alguacil because he will win at one point. So the Alguacil shoots 1 decoy. The Corsair moves into cover, and Alguacil is declaring a dodge. The evader is shooting the Bashi, and the Bashi is declaring a face-to-face shoot at the Alguacil, only succeeding 1 shot. And fortunately the Alguacil is making his armor save, and the evader is killing the Bashi. So I'm really lucky here. Otherwise I would have been in loss of lieutenant and giving away 2 points. So I got lucky, but it was only 1 dodge. I did succeed. This can happen. Yeah. So from there, my opponent tries to hack the Vostok, which she succeeds extremely well thanks to the AP, immunity AP. So far I've only considered AP for the armor rolls, but for the BTS it's really nice because Oblivion usually has AP, but with immunity to AP I keep my 6 BTS. I've never thought about that, but I like it very much now. So he's trying to Oblivion the Vostok 4 times, I think, but doesn't succeed with that. She succeeds and stays over there. Even if he would have succeeded, I think this wouldn't have mattered a lot, because again, I can bring in my evader, my Tomcat. He has a good purpose over there. The helper bot can repair the Vostok, and I'm fine. So nothing really happened during the first turn. I did strip 2 orders from group 1, of course. He did idle his whole second group, because there's nothing he can do. He can shoot nothing. He maybe could have moved 1 Torakitai to the panoply, but still there's a crazy koala over there, and he doesn't want to do that. And there's somebody looking down here, so he decides to just stay put and turns over to me. I'm very happy, because I was in fear of his first turn, and losing nothing was a really good outcome for me. So in the end of my turn 1, I'm feeling less confident about the state. Looking at that, I think the Vostok did take 1 wound from the first shot from Toyser, which is still fine. She can take that. I think I consider I need to take care of Toyser, because he's placed pretty well. He can look into my deployment zone, looking where the Vostok is currently, looking down there, blocking the path of McMurrow. He's covered by the Warcore, who is also looking down here and looking in the center. And this short range is covered by Phoenix. So my opponent has a really good board control and really well placed pieces. Really like that. And this is causing me some problems here. I do a really bad call. I decide to use the Stempler and going up here, trying to shoot Toyser with the combi rifle. I consider, I'm shooting on 14 because I'm probably in good range, and ignoring cover due to this being a forward observer bot. But unfortunately, no, he's not shooting on 14, he's shooting on 11 because Toyser has MIM. But nevertheless, I thought that would be good, but I'm not in good range, and I'm miscalculating that here, misguessing that. That's a big mistake, and actually, looking at this, since elevators are considered infinite height, they wouldn't have even seen each other, because this elevator is infinite height and there's no line of sight. Yeah, whatever. Wouldn't have been better from over there. But yes, we decided to see each other, and we forgot about that. And he gets killed, obviously, by the explosive Feuerbach. That was just a bad decision on my side. I then decide, okay, what else do I need? I decide to go with the intruder, running the intruder over there and open fire on the Tucer. He's only in a 3-man link. Everybody else is in a 4-man link, which is annoying because it's 6 cents and he doesn't have 6 cents. So I ignore his mimetism, which is nice. He also ignores my mimetism. So it will be 4 dice on 13 for me, for +3, -3. And he will be 2 dice on 11s, which is not the best odds, but it's okay. It's a 40% chance for me winning, and he gets 30% chance of winning as well. It's not great, but okay. Unfortunately, what happens, he shoots me and the intruder dies to the explosive. Simply wiped off the board. Yeah, that was kind of expectable. And from there, I'm blindsided. Basically, I'm a whole blind on the whole turn. I then decide to go with McMurrow. McMurrow did spend his impetuous order already to get over there with his move and dodge. And I'm somehow locked into the idea of attacking his core link. Again, this is a defensive core link. There's no need to attack that. My big threats are over there and over there. So, but at that point I think I need to do something, and these are easy targets. At least I think that. So I did move McMurrow out. Tusa is still there, so I decide I will just have to go. McMurrow is moving forward and dodging, succeeds with that. Running over there, throwing smoke down there because Phoenix is looking down here. Then jumping over the HVT and ending somewhere over there and moving up there. And that's where things get kind of difficult for me, because I think it's the first time I use McMurrow against a Link team. And I realized they are shooting at me with burst 2. That's not too good, because they can hit and they can wound me. At least if I chain rifle them. So I decided to chain rifle the Torakitas first and then the Netrod. Both of them getting one template. Netrod saves his armor save. I think it's the second time I do hit Netrods with a chain rifle and they both saved. So it's Netrods 2 so far, McMurrow 0. It's sad. Torakitas survives the chain rifle as well, but I do tank all the saves as well. And then I move over there, and so everybody's shooting at me. I mean, at least this Torakitas down there, this one, and the Maquet. And I do place a template over there. At this point, it's a reasonable trade. I can try to take out 3 models, which Maquet is worth more than McMurrow. So I do trade up, but again, this is not necessary to trade this, because there's not really a purpose for that core link so far. In the end, this Torakitas is really lucky. He survives, makes both armor saves. This one doesn't make his one armor save, so Paramedic is down. That's great. And the missile launcher is down as well. That's great, because he's a lot of points. Unfortunately, obviously, McMurrow is dead as well, because there were a lot of units shooting at him, and he just can't tank all of that. So after my attack run with McMurrow, I only have 2 orders left, and there is one thing I need to do. One thing is the Jaguar needs to clear the repeaters. He's dropping out of the Link team for that, and then placing a template on them, removing both of them. So I have 1 spare order left, which I decide to spend into the Evader. This might be a mistake, probably. He's moving forward because I expect him to move up there in the next turn, and I want to place him already in an advanced position, but he's out of cover here, so basically it's not the best position in the end. Then I have all my orders in group 2. I decided not to bring in the Tomcat because I thought there would be a better opportunity in the later game. I might need the Vostok repaired. Still want to grab the decharges, sabotage, and there's not too much I can get here. I can get the net rods, but it's only two orders and a few points, so not sure if this is worth it. I would give the Torakitis something to hit, so he will only survive one round. So I decide to keep him off the board. I decide to go with the Raven Eye. He did start up here, and then he's moving and crawling forward and grabbing the panoply. This way I've at least done something for the mission, hoping to bring my opponent on pressure here. So after my first turn got really well for me, I feel I didn't achieve a lot in my turn. I didn't, or I did kill 2 units. I lost 2 units in my own turn. So my turn was the deadliest so far for both of us. Always not good. So feels even again. Okay, after the first round, the game gets quick and I didn't take save games after each round. So my opponent, in his turn, moves out the core with the Phoenix and Macaron, moving up here, or standing up there, and then jumping to the ladder and moving up here, trying to shoot the Jaguar. He gets lucky by throwing smoke, and he's moving up there to have Overwatch to everything. And I also get lucky with my arrow rolls. The Evader survives the first attack. And the Vostok survives as well, since the Jaguar is throwing smoke. In the end, my Bashi gets revealed, but also survives. So I think he doesn't kill anything, but he's positioning very well up here. He's doing a coup de grace on the forward observer bot, scoring a classified, and he has everything here. He can Macaron can do some shooting, which he's doing, which is in good range for him. And in the end, he's placing everybody up here, especially Phoenix, to have line of sight to my team down here. So I'm in an annoying position. From there, I spotlight a few of them, but I don't have a missile bot. I don't like them. But at least this can help me against the Mimetism -6. And during my turn, I also spend an order on Jazz, scoring the classified data scan on Myrmidon. And then I'm pretty much in problems. They are still in a Harris, in a calling, 4-man calling, so they have 6th sense, again a problem, annoying. Otherwise I thought to bring in the Alguacil, moving up here and shooting, I think there was this Myrmidon standing there in the first place, shooting them in the back. But since they have 6th sense, I can't do that because they would shoot back at me, and again the odds would be bad for me. So I'm going on a lot of risks here. And again, my units die on my turn. I need to activate the Vostok and the Evader because they are my main attack pieces left on the board. So I decide to coordinate them, and this way at least both get a face-to-face against Phoenix. I think the Evader fails and gets hit and dies. The Vostok is lucky and survives. I then decide to try to run the Bashi up here, because if I get the Bashi until here, I can place a template over all of them, and that's great against Mimetism -6. Unfortunately, my opponent is very good in dodging, and the Bashi ends up in close combat over there. Yeah, that's sad, because he would have had one order left, so would have probably reached up there, and then placing a template would be great, but this doesn't happen. So finally the Vostok is trying to do something, climbing up here, shooting at Macaon, who is spotlit already and in at least 0 range, but he doesn't wound him. He fails guts into the Eclipse smoke, so that's it for me. So I didn't really achieve anything as well. I've marked 1 unit bound in close combat. I've one of my attack pieces, the Evader, killed. The Vostok is killed, and it's going downhill from there. There's nothing really to argue about that. And I didn't kill a lot for him. So during his turn, let's have a look how the game ends. So during his turn, he's moving the calling through the elevator. Macaon is staying up there, and he starts shooting Jazz and the Alguacil, and at one point Phoenix gets line of sight over there to my lieutenant, and he kills all of them. That's not a surprise. I mean, he started in my deployment zone. They are really strong units, so I think first they killed the Vostok, of course. So it's just playing this game to an end from there. From there, I'm in loss of lieutenant in my last turn. I'm out of command tokens at that point. There's one thing I have to do. He moves his Torakitis up here to threaten my HVT. And then I need to kill that HVT because I'm threatening his HVT with Billy over there. And so if I get the Torakitis killed, that's fine. So there's this Moran spends his irregular order to place a Crazy Koala somewhere over there, so he's in zone of control, and then the Raven Eyes moving out, shooting him, so he gets as many armor saves as possible to get him down, which works. I don't care if the Raven Eye dies, because I'm down on army points anyways. Specialists as well, I don't care about him, and at least I get him killed, and I can score HVT classified. Unfortunately, I can't score the sabotage, because I can still bring in the Tomcat, but he doesn't have an order yet. So I bring him on board, so I don't have this points lost at least. And I think I tried to use the Moran to shoot at the Hoplite one time, realizing he has a small line of sight over there. If he crawls out, he can see the Hoplite there. But the Hoplite makes his armor saves, so nothing happens. And that's basically just game. I think my major issue was not realizing that this calling was useless, or at least attacking them was useless. They did their job and they had a purpose. And I think I lost this game during my first turn. In his second turn, I was lucky on my turns, on my arrow turns, very lucky. Can't always rely on that. But on his turn, he did. On his second turn, he did everything probably right, and I was already in a so problematic situation that having this calling in my deployment zone was the nail in the coffin for me. But now it's getting interesting, because if we think my first turn was where I lost, I want to have a look at this puzzle. So I prepared this table to look at what I could have done in my first turn. My opponent did use the Tusa. I think Vostok had a wound, placed the repeaters down here. And what can I do now? Unfortunately, the Vostok can't get line of sight to Tusa without, or at least not in good range, without being seen by Phoenix. That is a great placement, because I need to get at least at the stairs. That Let me check the distance. Maybe down there. Not sure if actually it would be possible to gain line of sight with Tusa with the Vostok. Okay, so mainly the play would have been to first place smoke down here. This would have been important. I have Billy up here. I can easily do that. And from there I could use the, probably first try is to use the Moran, which is reasonably good, to attack to the hoplite. The odds that he gets successful there are not extremely good. But the chances for me getting damaged are not really good either. And it's only a Moran. I mean, I don't care about him too much. I have so many specialists on the board. This list is not made for Firefight. Or Corregidor in general has the problem of having too many specialists, so I decided to just go that. It's a 6 games tournament, so I need to rely on scoring the other points and giving away the number of kills, or at least kill my own opponent strong or hard, so it doesn't matter if I have more or less, or he can't kill my specialist basically. So this would have been an opportunity. If I kill him, great. If not, he would probably fail guts over there, which is also fine. I could then come in with my Tomcat over there. At this position I was worried that the hoplite would be able to see me, which is actually not true, but I didn't want it to try that during the game. Yeah, he's actually not visible. This might have been an opportunity for me to come in, but I thought it would be possible, so misguessing again. But if he would have failed guts, I would have been sure to be safe here and then can climb up and attack from here. So this would have been an opportunity after the Moran did shoot the hoplite. If he killed him, great. The Harris is down to 1 order, or 1 burst, and this would help me a lot with dealing with Tusa. So this would have been the first try. Then probably the best play is to place a Crazy Koala over there with the Moran, since he's revealed now. He can easily do that. And crawl to the side and shoot the Tusa. Since he's down there crawling, the Phoenix can't see him. I think the odds are okay as well. Unfortunately, it's not too great odds to get him to dead directly, but at least cause him a wound. That would be great. Maybe cause him a wound by the shoot and one by the Crazy Koala maybe. So this would be a great play to deal with Tusa. And if I don't get him, if he only takes 1 wound and falls prone, I can always still come in with the Tomcat over here and from here threaten them. He would probably be able to change facing because I first have to attack the Warcore. Yeah, so maybe they are even threatened by my light flamethrower. So this would have been a perfect opportunity to bring in the Tomcat, and he's pretty safe up here. If I take out all these units, there's not really something that can threaten me. I mean, he can use this Harris to move all the way over there, but that causes him a lot of orders that he can't spend on attacking me. That's a position I'm fine with him ending. I can deal with him over here, and he would have been down on 3 orders that would be major for me, and having 2 specialists killed. So this is the linchpin where I should have attacked properly. Okay, and from there I think this is 1 order in group 2 for Jazz placing white noise, if she makes it in 1 order. This isn't set always. But if I have 2 orders, I have still enough orders for the Tomcat to come in and do some damage. For group 1, it's 1 order shooting with the Moran, 1 order placing the Crazy Koala, and then maybe 1 or 2 more orders if he stands there to shoot him again. And then I have still a lot of orders in group 1, and I could easily, it's 1 order for the Jaguar to clear the repeaters, maybe 2, and then it's 2 orders to get my team up here, and from there I still have 2 orders left to get up here and do something. Maybe even more if the Moran is not necessarily has to do too much damage. And if I place this link up here, I think he can deal with the Phoenix a lot better. Yes, I can even get him in good range for me. And I think what I would have tried probably is get the Vostok over there. I mean, I can move them up in the elevator without being seen by Phoenix so far. He can't see the elevator. Yeah, he's too far to the left. So the other 2 can move out or crawl out over there, and the Vostok can stay back. And as soon as the 2 others are behind this wall, the Vostok can peek out over there, and the warbands can do the stuff they have to do, basically protecting the Vostok from something coming too close to her. And assuming these are dead, there's not much coming from over here. And then I can start attacking the Phoenix from up here with my Vostok, which is still great. I mean, the Tomcat would probably bring in the her Zondcat up here, or even in the elevator, and is still reasonably close to the Vostok. This would have been a perfect placement. I mean, from up here, from here I can only see the Phoenix. And we are both shooting on +3. He's shooting on +4, +3, -9, so net -6. So that's bad odds against bad odds. But I would probably try that only once, hoping to survive this first shot, and just placing her here as an ARO, because he will have to deal with her in ARO. And I'm shooting bad odds at bad odds on burst 2. I think I will take that. This will cause a lot of orders for him. I think this would have been a lot better play, but unfortunately I didn't do that. I'm not sure if there was a need to bring the Raven Eye to the front. I think he was better up here, because he was more road blocking this link team, which was obvious to come up here. It was not useless to waste the Stempler Zond. Maybe if I would have placed her over there or over there in suppression, this would have been a lot better, because she would have been a perfect roadblock there. And this way he wouldn't have been able to get into my heart of my deployment zone. And yeah, I could try, as soon as I get this link down to 3, I could even try to attack Phoenix with the intruder. But that would have been probably turn 2, and most likely things would have looked a lot different there. So I forgot about my Morans, and I forgot about the white noise. No, I think I considered the white noise, but didn't see a proper attack vector here with the Vostok, because no, I think I totally forgot it, because I wasn't considering to move over there with being safe. So that was bad. Actually, usually I know that white noise is the way to go with MSV units, but simply forgot about that. So let me know what you think about this game, and stay tuned for the next IGL games. See you!